the UDP's choice in Freetown, is certainly no stranger to PUP leader Francis Fonseca. They worked together between 2003 and 2008, while she served as financial secretary for a time under the People's United Party. Right up front this morning, the PUP leader expressed great respect for her many accomplishments, both regionally and locally. But just as up front, he says that's not going to mean much on the ground in Freetown.
I think the most frequent question I've gotten since the announcement yesterday was, who is Carla Barnett? That's the truth. Most people in Freetown certainly don't know who this person is. But that's the challenge of politics. She has every right and every opportunity to walk the streets and try to get to know the people of Freetown. As you rightly pointed out, my confidence comes from having a long-established relationship with the people of Freetown, which now goes back over 12 years since I was first elected.
While respect is one thing, Fonseca and Barnett are now political foes, and in today's charged climate, that means that war has been declared, so to speak. And the verbal swords have already been drawn, first by Barnett on Wednesday.
Yes, there's a vacuum in Freetown, but the vacuum is on both sides, if I can be blunt. There's not a lot of presence from the current representative in Freetown. And when you talk to the people of Freetown, that's what they say.
She obviously doesn't know what she's talking about. In fact, I was told that she was visiting homes. She claimed to have been walking the streets of Freetown when in fact she was walking the streets of Caribbean shores. So she apparently didn't even know the vision that she is preparing to run in. Because certain streets you have half the street is Caribbean shores, half the street is Freetown. We have a lot of that in our constituency. So she didn't even know where she was.
Barnett on Wednesday stated boldly that she is in it to win it, and has no doubt she can, because Fonseca's victories in the area have been marginal. Fonseca today pleaded guilty as charged, but with an explanation.
Yes, I mean the 2008 election, as you know, was a red tide. That speaks for itself. We survived that tide. In 2012, I had just become the leader of the party, as I explained earlier. And so I was focused on organizing the party, traveling across the country, and trying to form a PUP government. So I didn't spend the time that I needed to in the Freetown division. But the people understood and gave me their support. Obviously, I wanted it to be at a much greater margin of victory. And yes, we have done a lot of work since the 2012 election. Our organization is stronger. I have spent more time in the area. And we will ensure, absolutely, that we have not only a victory, but a very convincing victory in the next elections.
Fonseca has promised to play nice because he's a nice guy and has great respect for Barnett. But make no mistake, there's no great affection between the two, though Fonseca seemed today to be almost grateful to the UDP for giving him a pass where his opponent is concerned.
We will have an overwhelming victory in Freetown. In fact, as many people said to me, you finally got a break yesterday. All of my opponents have been very formidable in different ways. In the last election, it was just money. Lee Mark had nothing else to offer but money, and he spent over $2 million in Freetown. And that was not able. With that, he was not able to overcome my organization and my campaign. As I said earlier, I want to be nice to Dr. Barnett. I believe she's a good woman, and I respect her, and I certainly admire her long career in public service. But she has made a big mistake coming into the Freetown division.
Mistake or not, Fonseca says that he is hopeful that the next time Barnett goes on the ground to campaign, she at least gets her area right and does so in the correct constituency. Mike Rodon for News 5.